Why change efforts often fail? The change is too timid and does not include strategic or systemic objectives. Critics of useful ideas are excluded from the process. To some extent, this includes us. Internal and external conflicts are allowed to continue unresolved. Skills in communication and conflict resolution are not improved. Change is viewed as an important event as opposed to something that occurs every single day. It's looked at as something in the future, but the truth is it is happening at this very moment, right now, as we speak. Bureaucratic work takes time and energy from change efforts. You can go down this chart and you can see that this is actually a description of what we have been doing here and what has been happening here for a large part of this week. This is not at all to denigrate the efforts, the enormous efforts that have been made by the United Nations staff, by the Danish government, by all the various delegates and delegations. It is simply to say that if you are trapped in that language that was so wonderfully described about section so-and-so, article such and such, it makes it very difficult to talk about what is really fundamental. So, I've been given a 5-minute warning, so I want to now skip ahead here. This is from Machiavelli, who after all knew what he was talking about. And he says, it must be considered that there is nothing more difficult to carry out, nor more doubtful of success, nor more dangerous to handle than to initiate a new order of things. For the reformer has enemies in all those that profit by the old order, and only lukewarm defenders in all those who would profit by the new order. This lukewarmness arising partly from the incredulity of mankind who do not truly believe in anything new until they have had actual experience of it. And this, of course, extends to mediation. The reason we feel so passionately about this is because in our daily lives, every single day in my life, I confront people who are in conflict. 100% of the people who come to see me are totally and completely stuck and have no way of knowing how they're going to get out of it. And frankly, I don't either. And yet, by the end of that process, large numbers of people end up resolving their disputes and even go further and gain some fundamental insight into what before they had been blind to. So, we're going to skip over all of these now. What is a revolution? It's any deep, rapid, and fundamental change. It is the transformation of a system. It is the simultaneous alteration of content, process, and relationships. It is a shift in the dominant paradigm, culture, and way of thinking. It's the combination of significant losses and gains in a single series of events. It's the inability to live or solve problems in the old way. And it's the rise of a new order by means of disorder. So, any higher level of order that you want to achieve in order to reach that higher level of order has to go through a process of disorder. And the name for that disorder is conflict. And therefore, we can now see that conflict is simply the sound made by the cracks in the system. That's all it is. And the conflicts that we are getting here, the chronic conflicts, the repeated over and over and over again conflicts, are simply the sound made by the cracks in this system. And we have solutions for some of those cracks. So the last thing that I wanted to say, yes. Now, skip ahead. Oh. I think I just went the wrong way here. Well, I'll just tell you what, let's see. Andre Breton, you can't see the whole quote, but I'll tell you what it is. You can do it? Okay. What are we waiting for? A woman? 2 trees? 3 flags? Nothing. What are we waiting for? So here's your opportunity now to do something massively important. We have a few days left. And I really appreciate your comments earlier in helping us see how important it is to redouble our efforts to reach out to the delegates who are here and convince them, if not now, to plant a seed so that at some point in the future, the next time they realize that they're stuck in a conflict, some little part of their brain may go back and say, what was that I heard about conflict resolution? And maybe there is some solution. We are not asking for this to be done with us. This is not our task. This is the task of skilled professional conflict resolvers in every country and every area of the world. What is our task, really, is to help people understand and recognize how powerful a tool this actually is. So, this means a conflict revolution. A way of thinking about how we engage in conflict with one another that is nothing short of revolutionary. It means, unfortunately, therefore, something that requires us to change who we are, as well as changing the systems. Here's my last statement. There's a fundamental condition for change that was identified by Gandhi. And what Gandhi said is, we must be the change we want to see in the world. We have been that for this last week. We have worked at the Bella Center all this week. We have worked for these 2 days together with one another, and we have been with each other the change we want to see in this world. Isn't that right?
Yeah.